Somewhere out there, beyond this fast moving and ever changing world, lies another spectacle, the world which neither discriminates nor favors anyone. These are forests. I still remember the first time I stepped into the wild. I felt a sudden calmness within me. It was a sensation difficult to express in words but was exhilarating right from the beginning. For some, it might just be a word or maybe a place for adventure. But for me, it meant something more, a way of living. Each and every aspect of the forest is refreshing. I channeled my passion for wildlife into photography. The absolute joy of capturing the perfect moment and cherishing all the events that lead up to it is, for a simpler word, magical. I wanted people to experience these sensations, like how capturing wildlife brings a smile on my face. I have been capturing wildlife for a long time now, visiting different terrains and learning about new species. During this journey, a lot of things fascinate you, and you start to respect the entirety of nature as you get closer to knowing it. In all these pursuits, the one thing that truly amazed me was the species of owls. After my first encounter with them, I knew this is it. This was what I was looking for all this time in the wild. My love for owls is in a never-ending state. But things took a turn for good when my mom got involved in this passion of mine. Even if I was away from home and she saw an owl, she would capture it in a phone and send it to me. It became an important bond between us. Owls were now no longer a fascinating subject but a part of my life in some way. So I began this journey in order to get closer to them, in hopes that I would get closer to knowing myself. But one must beg to question, why owls? Owls are mysterious creatures, and it is this behavior that attracts me towards them. Sitting silently and observing everything like all-seeing eyes in mythologies. For me, it is a bird with a unique nature and extraordinary way of living. Owls are nocturnal as well as crepuscular and diurnal, based on species to species. Owls have covered all terrains, from urban to thick forests. They are everywhere, just living their life in silence and with complete privacy. One more astonishing thing about owls is that they don't have eyeballs, just the eye tube preventing them from moving their eyes. That's why they can turn their heads up to 270 degrees. Owls are said to be united by beautiful eyes and divided by the nature and behavior patterns. Some are big enough to live in caves, while some fit in a small hole made by a woodpecker or a barbet. As owls are not capable enough to dig a hole on their own. Some are shy, so they prefer to live by hiding in trees. Whereas some are bold enough to live like a beast. Owls can be ferocious and caring at the same time. With such precision and accuracy, with such calm, makes the owl wisest of them all, and hence my favorite subject. To understand more about owls, I talked to some experts and some wildlife officers who gave me a clear vision and knowledge about owls.
भर में 36 प्रकार की आउल्स पाए जाते हैं। और यहाँ जो अभी तक मैंने देखा है तो यहाँ मुझे कुछ आउल्स की प्रजातियाँ मिली, जैसे फ़िश ऑयल मिले देखने को मिले, मुझे ब्रेन ऑयल्स देखने को मिले, और साथ ही साथ में इसके अलावा एक डस्की ईगल आउल रहते हैं। तो ये कुछ प्रजातियाँ जो मैंने यहाँ पर नोटिस की। हम आउल्स को बचाने के लिए, इनके संरक्षण के लिए भी काम कर रहे हैं। पहले मैं आपको इनका महत्व समझा देता हूँ कि आउल्स हमारे लिए किस प्रकार से महत्वपूर्ण है। आउल बेसिकली क्या करता है कि ये रात के समय शिकार करता है और इसका जो मुख्य आहार रहते हैं वो चूहे रहते हैं। तो ये क्या करता है, हमारी फसलों को बर्बाद होने से बचाता है। डाटा कहता है कि एक आउल रात के समय तकरीबन, अगर वो प्रेग्नेंट होता है और उसकी प्रेगनेंसी का जो समय रहता है तो उस समय तक वो लगभग 3000 तक चूहों का खात्मा कर सकता है अपनी प्रेगनेंसी काल के पूरे दौरान। तो 2-3 महीनों में ही वो इतने ज़्यादा चूहों पर कंट्रोल करता है।
This beautiful species is known as spotted owlet. Small in size but majestic with adorable yellow eyes. I wanted to go closer, but as soon as I made any movement, it got scared away. I was an intruder in their lives. I have to maintain my distance. It was now sitting on a far off branch, sneakily observing me. I was at a safe distance now. Soon, it was accompanied by his partner. Who was as curious to watch me. The branch was perfect for them to hide and get ample sunlight so that they can roost. The other day, it was a bit cold and cloudy. They were roosting in the sun. As the third member of their family joined and snuggled between them to cuddle and preen. As the days passed, I observed a lot about them by maintaining my distance. As I was still an intruder. At dusk, they got hyperactive and it was time for food, flying around and eating small insects. No wonder they are known as farmers' friends. At sunrise, the neighborhood was awake. it was time for our family to rest. The little one will lay down and sleep as its head is too heavy for him to balance, while the pair will continue looking out for their young one as they cuddle with each other. They also moved around a lot in their territory to hide from me. It was difficult at times to find them as they blended perfectly into the surroundings. Sometimes they were preening wide in the open, wanting to put up a show. Other times, they would be roosting alone, taking advantage of the perfect camouflage. Living in their perfect habitat, which is only supported by our country and a few other regions in the entire world. After a while, I was no longer an intruder in their lives. As time passed, I became a part of their life. I felt them communicate with me and take me to their home beyond the shallow abyss I was currently following them in. The place they took me to was their home. And I was welcomed into it. Before it was chaotic, I left the place without alarming them as it was still new and they are protective of their nest. Protecting their nest and their young ones is their inherent duty. Regardless of their gender, the male and female work in synchronicity. No matter how much you would like to, one cannot cross the line and interfere with their lives. One fine morning, something strange happened. There was a sense of restlessness. You could see just one of them in the nest. When I took a closer look, there was an intruder sitting right up on the tree nearby, the crested serpent eagle. In a head-to-head fight, there was no hope for the small owlet to win. The air around became still. Suddenly, the eagle opened its wings and took flight. From where I was, it looked extremely scary. I assumed that this is it. The end for the small owlets that I was following for so long. I don't know what happened, but the eagle changed its direction and went on a far off tree. The owlets are safe for now. The camouflage protected them. Now the family can come out and carry on with their activities. Later, I began to sense that they knew that I had been following and observing them. They have accepted me as a part of their lives, and that had a profound impact on me. I was on the right track. This is what I had in my mind when I ventured into the wild. After all the events that happened, at the end of the day, the owlets were together.
हमारे देश में आउल से जुड़ी हुई दो तरह की मान्यताएं हैं। एक मान्यता ऐसी है कि कुछ लोग आउल को सुख समृद्धि धन धान्य का प्रतीक मानते हैं, जबकि दूसरे लोग तो आउल को अशुभ मानते हैं। वो मानते हैं कि आउल को देखने से मौत का संकेत है या ये पिशाच है, इस तरीके से भी बातें प्रचलित हैं। तो दोनों ही तरह में क्या होता है, जो लोग आउल को सुख समृद्धि का साधन मानते हैं वो क्या करते हैं, इस कारण से आउल की तस्करी भी बहुत हो रही है। और इस सब को रोकने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने एक नियम भी बनाया हुआ है, वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट। उसके तहत अनुसूची 1 में इनको संरक्षित जीव में रखा गया है कि इनके शिकार और अवैध तस्करी सब पर पाबंदियां लगाई गई हैं। फिर भी कुछ लोगों का मानना है कि उल्लू देवी लक्ष्मी जी का वाहन है, तो देवी लक्ष्मी जी का वाहन मानने के कारण वो इसका शिकार करते हैं और इसके नाखून पंजों का उपयोग करते हैं कि इससे कुछ तंत्र क्रिया करने से उनको धन की प्राप्ति हो जाएगी।
Even though nature has its perfect way of handling things, humans always keep interfering with the balance of things. Later, when I visited the family, they were nowhere to be found. The trees were cut down and the family was once again displaced because of human greed. Although the family was together, I will have to start my journey all over again. Build that trust again. Maybe it was the feet of myths that forced down the cutting of tree. Or maybe it was the greed to sell them out. I will never know.
एक्चुअली क्या बहुत ज़्यादा मिथ्स हैं, सुपरस्टिशंस हैं कि ये बुरे होते हैं, बैड लक लाते हैं। इस कारण लोग इनको मारते हैं कई बार, या कई बार पोचिंग करते हैं इनकी। कई बार बेसिकली इनके जो क्लॉज होते हैं, टैलेंट्स कहते हैं जिनको अपन, उनके कारण इनकी हंटिंग होती है, स्मगलिंग होती है। तो हम लोग कई बार जो रेस्क्यू करते हैं, वो जैसे हम फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट के साथ भी काम करते हैं, तो उनके थ्रू हमारे पास कॉल फॉरवर्ड होती है कि कई वो लोग पोचर्स को पकड़ते हैं जो आउल की ट्रैफिकिंग करते हैं। उसमें बेसिकली जो मोस्ट ट्रेडेड स्पीशीज़ है आउल की, वो बार्न आउल है और इंडियन ईगल आउल, ये 2 स्पीशीज़ सबसे ज़्यादा ट्रेड में।
अभी रिसेंट में हमने एक रेस्क्यू किया था, तो उसमें ये हुआ था कि जो बार्न आउल फीमेल थी, उसने एक जन के अंडर कंस्ट्रक्टेड घर में वो नेस्टिंग करी हुई थी। उनके मन में ये था कि जैसे जैसे चिल्लाता है तो घर का कोई भी एक सदस्य जो है वो मर जाता है। ये सब उसके चलते उनने हमें कॉल किया, लेकिन उनको हमने समझाने की कोशिश भी करी, तो उनने ये बोला कि या तो आप इन चिक्स को ले जाइए या फिर हम उनको मार डालेंगे। तो मजबूरी में हमें उन चिक्स को लेकर आना पड़ा, क्योंकि रीयूनाइट करने की कोशिश करी थी पर उनकी मदर नहीं आई थी। देन फिर हम उनको घर लेकर आए। जो 4 थे वो हमारे पास करीब 1.5 से 2 महीने रहे। उन 1.5 से 2 महीनों में हमने उनको पूरा, जैसे वाइल्ड में रहते हैं, पूरा उनको पूरा हंटिंग करना, और वाइल्ड वाला जो पूरा रहता है नेचर, वो पूरा हमारा इंक्लोजर बना हुआ था। देन वो हमने उनको दिया। इन सब में सैड पार्ट सिर्फ तब आता है जब बहुत सारे आउल्स को हम कई बार, स्पेशली बार्न आउल को हम बचा नहीं पाते हैं। देन उसके लिए अभी स्टिल हमारी रिसर्च चल रही है कि कैसे करके उनको मतलब शॉक फ्री रखा जाए, देन उन आउल्स को भी बचाया जाए। बस इसी पे हमारा भी काम चल रहा है अभी।
Brave warriors like these are working day in and day out to protect these innocent and mysterious creatures. Maybe there's still little hope left for them. Nature has created such an elegant species, yet we always find a way to destroy such creations because of our baseless myths. I have sworn to stand up for these creatures. For me, they are not ghosts but the guardians of the forest.